next turning, next we are having knurling operation, next we are having thread cutting, taper turning. So this only they'll ask in the exam. Okay, in the next part I am going to discuss the milling machine. Okay, as I said, in case of the lathe machine we cannot now than the hold the rectangular job or square job. In that case we are going for another machine called as milling machine. Okay, so that these are all machines are there in our lab. Okay, so if opportunity comes I'll show all the machines in our machine shop lab. Okay, so by seeing you'll come to know actually. Okay, meantime we should know what are the operation we can perform the uh, operations in milling machine. Okay, so now I'm going to discuss the machining operation using milling machine. Okay, please all of you enter your USN and name in the chat box. Okay, without fail. Okay, so this is what I'm showing. This is called as milling machine. Okay, so here this is the shape of milling machine. So here we are having a cutter. You remember cutter is placed in the spin arbor. We are calling it as arbor, and in case of lathe machine we are calling it as the spindle. Okay, we are having a table. On the table we can hold the workpiece. Okay, this is called as work table, and this is your cutting tool, and this table is supported to your base. Okay, this is called this is the structure of your milling machine. Okay, then milling machine means in the milling machine, so we can perform the variety of operation. Okay, so variety of operation means, you see, this is the milling operation. Okay, as I said, we cannot hold the square or rectangular job in case of lathe machine, so that we can hold all these parts in the milling machine on the working table, and we can perform what are the operation we can perform. You see, curved face, we can generate the curved surface using the milling cutter. So we can cut, step cutting is possible. This is a step cutting is possible in case of milling machine. Okay, and then we can generate the T slots, T structure slots we can generate. That is not possible in lathe machine. Okay, we can create the pockets, we can do the angular surface, and we can even gear teeth we can cut in case of milling machine. Then what is the difference between lathe machine and milling machine is that, so here you see the milling cutter. This is called as milling cutter, and it is multi-point cutter. You remember we are having the number of tooth on the cutter, so that material removal rate is very high in case of a milling machine, and we are having single point cutting tool in case of lathe machine. As we explained, turning, facing, there we are not using multi-point cutter. Here in milling machine we are using the multi-point cutting tool. Okay, that is the difference. The material removal rate is very high in case of milling machine, the material removal rate is less in case of lathe machine. So these are the operations we can perform in case of milling machine. We can perform curved face, we can perform a step cutting, we can do the facing, so slot generation, pocket generation, the angle we can create. Okay, and then gear cut. These are all the operation we can perform using the milling machine. And one more difference between lathe machine and milling machine is that in case of lathe machine, as I said, in case of lathe machine, so here the workpiece rotates. Okay, as the spindle rotates. For example, this one, as the workpiece rotates, the spindle, as spindle rotates, workpiece rotates. But in case of milling machine, the workpiece is fixed. It is not moving at all. Okay, on the other hand, the tool movement takes place. Okay, so this one is structure. You can see, I'll show the structure of milling machine. So in case of lathe machine, the workpiece will be rotating. So here the workpiece will not be rotating. So workpiece is fixed on the work table. On the other hand, the cutter rotates, and cutter rotates, and then we are going to move this table up and down. So according to the cutter movement. Okay, but there is no movement of the workpiece. The workpiece remains fixed. It will not rotate, but cutter rotates, and cutter is of multi-point cutter. And in case of lathe machine, it is single point cutting tool. Okay, and here this is a simple structure of a milling machine. We are having the two types of milling machine. One is vertical horizontal spindle milling machine. You see the structure of spindle is in horizontal position, that is called as horizontal milling machine, and cutter is fixed in the horizontal spindle. On the other hand, we are having one more milling machine called as vertical milling machine. You see the structure, vertical milling machine. The spindle is of vertical type, and based upon the position of the spindle, we are categorize the milling machine into two parts. So this is the structure of milling machine. So the table, it is called as work table. Work table is fixed on the saddle. Saddle movement takes place to and fro. You see the direction, and we are having the knee elevating screw. With the help of knee elevating screw, we can lift the saddle up and down, and also the work table up and down. And you can see the cutter here. The cutter is fixed in the spindle and it is in vertical position. That's why it is called as the vertical milling machine. So if the cutting tool is fixed in the horizontal spindle, you see the diagram here, the position of spindle is in horizontal condition. That's why it is called as horizontal milling machine. And if the cutter is fixed in the spindle in vertical position, this is the vertical milling machine, that is called as your vertical milling machine. And you see the difference between a cutting tool in a lathe machine and milling machine. It is multi-point cutter. We are having number of tooth on the milling cutter, and we are having only the single point cutting tool in the lathe machine. So as you start the spindle, the cutter rotates at very high speed, and we are going to lift this table up and down. So according to the movement of the up and down, the material removal rate takes place, and that material comes in the form of chips. Okay, so that is the extra material that comes out in the form of chip. Okay, this is the structure of vertical milling machine. Okay, and this is spindle head, spindle, and this is the cutting tool fixed in the spindle, and this is your work table, and this is a saddle, and this is called as work table, and this is the Okay. Sorry guys, due to some network disturbances, I was not able to this one show the things properly. Now we can see. Okay, I am discussing with up milling and down milling. Okay, this in up milling, so that the cutter moves in upward direction, and here the cutter moves in the downward direction. Okay, the thickness of the chip is minimum at the beginning and thickness of the chip is maximum at the end. Here thickness of the chip is maximum, you can see the diagram, and thickness of the chip is minimum at the end. Okay, so next here the large amount of the clamping force is required. Okay, to remove the material, and clamping force is not required because both cutter and workpiece moves in the same direction. Okay, here it is in the opposite direction. So coolant is necessary because large gripping force is required. So that coolant is very essential to remove the chip. Here coolant is not essential to remove the chips. Okay, and then fifth one is, as I said, we'll get very rough finish. Okay, we will not get smooth surface finish in case of up milling. On the other hand, we can get the very smooth surface finishing in the down milling. Okay, these are the differences. Okay, concentrate more on here this diagram tool and how to draw the chip thickness is most important, minimum and maximum, maximum to minimum. Okay, and this is a chip and this is a cutter. Okay, you have to show the cutter. Okay, this is the difference between up milling and down milling. Okay, next, as I said, we are having two types of milling machine. One is horizontal milling machine. Horizontal milling machine means here this is the structure of milling machine. This is the base of milling machine. On the base we are having the knee. On the knee we are having the saddle. Saddle means the movement of takes place from left to right and like this. Okay, this is a saddle movement, and work table is there. This is a magnetic work table or sometimes normal work table. We can hold the job on the work table, and here you can see it is called as horizontal spindle. That's why it is called as horizontal milling machine, and the cutter is fixed in the milling cutter. What kind of cutter it is? It is of a multi-point cutter. As I said, in case of milling machine, the workpiece will not rotate. Okay, on the other hand, in case of milling machine, the workpiece will not rotate and only the milling cutter rotates. That is called as horizontal milling machine. Next, one more category is there, that is called as vertical milling machine. You see the diagram. Okay, diagram is most important. So you have to show this one base, and then this is the column. Okay, on the column it is, these are the very simple structure. We are having knee movement we can take from top to bottom or top to bottom by adjusting the knee elevating screw, and saddle is present on the work table, and this is your work table, and here it is spindle. You see it is in vertical position. The milling cutter is inserted inside the spindle. Okay, as you switch on the motor, so that spindle rotates, the work cutter also rotates. Okay, and we can lift this workpiece from bottom to top. As you when this tool comes in contact with the workpiece, then the material removal rate takes place. So that is called as machining. Machining means removal of the material from the given workpiece. That is called as machining. Okay, next, milling machine. Okay, these are the important operation they'll ask in the exam. Explain a different operation we can carry out in the milling machine. Okay, you can see the first operation is plain milling machine. You see the diagram, plain milling machine. Okay, starting we are having the only rectangular job. On the rectangular job we are going to perform facing. Okay, how we are facing in case of lathe machine, reducing the length. Here we can smooth the surface by means of plane milling. Plane milling is also called as surface milling. This is, you can see the plane cutter, and which is fixed on the spindle. Okay, and this is a multi-point cutter tool. Okay, as when you switch on the motor, so that this milling cutter rotates. Okay, it rotates and it moves from one direction to another direction. You remember here the workpiece moves and the milling cutter rotates. Okay, milling cutter will not move. Okay, so only it rotates. On the other hand, the workpiece slides from one position to another position. So this is the plane milling cutter, means generation of the plane surfaces on the given workpiece is called as plane milling. Production of the plane horizontal surfaces on the given surface is called as plane milling. Okay, and this is called as the arbor. On the arbor we are having the plane milling cutter. Okay, so this is a 3D diagram and this is your 2D diagram. Okay, 2D diagram means this is a milling cutter and this is the arbor. So for drawing the sketch, 2D is enough. Okay, it's very difficult to draw a 3D diagram. Just you draw, you have to show one workpiece, and you have to show the on the workpiece we are having the cutter. You have to show the cutter like this, and these are whatever the inclined lines. These are all called as helical teeth. You studied helical teeth in thread cutting. So in case of drilling, helical teeth. Okay, we studied helical gears. Same thing, helical teeth is cut to remove the chip from the given workpiece, and you have to show arbor. So this milling cutter is placed in the arbor. So the plane milling is the generation of the plane surface on the given workpiece, that is called as plane milling. Okay, this is the first operation. Second operation is called as end milling. Okay, they'll ask explain plane milling, means just you have to draw this simple diagram and you have to explain. Okay, means plane milling means generation of the flat surfaces on the given workpiece with the help of a rotating multi-point milling cutter. Milling cutter is fixed on the arbor. So when the arbor rotates, so this milling cutter also rotates. The workpiece moves from one position to another position. As it moves from one position to another position, so the milling operation takes place, and thereby removing the material, and thereby generation of the flat surface takes place. That is the first operation, that is a plane milling. Second called as end milling. You see the diagram, end milling. Okay, so end milling means, so we can generate the flat surfaces at the bottom as well as the side. You see, so this is like pocket milling. Okay, so we can generate the pocket like structure in case of milling. Okay, pocket milling, or it is also called as end milling. The whatever the cutter used in the operation is called as end mill. The end mill is one which rotates, so it removes the material side also as well as bottom also, like that. So suppose if you it removes the bottom side, means it is called as plane milling. So we have to remove the material on both sides. You see the diagram. So this is the cutter. As the cutter rotates, so that it removes the material bottom also as well as side also. This is called as pocket milling. So that this is called as end mill. End mill is a cutter, so which removes the material bottom side as well as, it means it removes the material in all the direction. Okay, that is called as end milling. So the end milling is mainly used to generation of the slots, grooves, keyways, etc. in case of given workpiece. Okay, and the tool used in the milling machine is called as the end mill. Means it is having the sharp edge cutting. You remember the milling cutter is the multi-point cutting tool. Okay, multi-point cutting tool. It removes the material side as well as bottom. Okay, so this is one diagram and this is another diagram. Okay, so that these are the same thing. This is the same operation, that is end mill cutter is used to remove the material top side as well as sidewise also. Means it is a cutter which removes the material in all direction, and this end milling is mainly used to generate the slots, pockets, keyways, etc. in the given workpiece. That is the second operation. First one is plane milling, generation of the plane surfaces. Second one is our end milling, means generation of the pockets, keyways, etc. in the given workpiece. And then you see the slot milling. Okay, this is the third important operation is called as slot milling. So we can generate the T structure. You see the second diagram, cutting of T slot. Suppose I want to generate this T slot in the given workpiece. In this case, we are going for the T slot milling. Okay, for the and whatever the cutting tool used in the T slot milling is T slot cutter. Okay, so we are having the special type of the tools used for T slots. Okay, first what we are going to do, first we have to make the hole, means first we have to generate the hole to fit this neck. This is the structure of cutter. We are having shank. Shank means it is going to fix in the arbor, and we are having neck of the tool, and then this is the actual cutter. Okay, suppose I want to cut a dovetail joint. In that case, we are having the dovetail cutter. You see the second. So dovetail cutter, such kind of structure is also possible in slot milling. This is called as slot milling. Suppose you want to generate the T slot cutter, you have to use that type of the cutter. So this is the throat width. Means first we have to create one. This one first we are not generating the T slot directly. First we are generating the top part. Okay, throat depth we have to generate. So once it is inserted, then only we can possible to remove the bottom part, that is a T slot. Like that we are having the dovetail cutter also. You see the dovetail cutter. Okay, you see dovetail cutter. So such kind of dovetail pattern we can produce in the milling machine. Then whatever the tool used in this operation is called as dovetail milling cutter, and whatever you are seeing, these are all called as your multi-point tooth, and this one cutter is fixed in the neck and in the shank. Okay, so that first we are going to fix all this one. We have to start the machine. Next the spindle rotates, and whatever the milling cutter attached to the spindle also rotates, and we are going to bring the workpiece nearer to the cutter. So when you bring the workpiece nearer to the cutter, so when the cutter comes in contact with the workpiece, the machining happens. So that this type of the slots we can generate in the milling machine. That is the third operation. First one is face milling, second one is end milling, and third one is generation of T slots as well as your dovetail slots. Okay, and fourth one is angular milling. Okay, angular milling means what? Suppose I want, you see the diagram. Okay, angular milling means suppose I want to cut a V groove in the given workpiece. In that case, it is not possible to use the end mill, because end mill it cleans the surface and the side also, but we cannot prefer that tool. In that case, we are using a cutting tool called as angular milling. You see the angular milling, and this is the workpiece. This formation we can do in the given workpiece by using a cutter called as the angular milling cutter. So angular milling cutter, and this one is also your angular milling cutter. This is a double milling, angular milling. You see we are having only the single V. Here we can see the exact V here. So we can generate any things in the milling machine, but we have to use the appropriate milling cutter. For generation of this cutter, generation of this pattern, we are going to use the angular milling with single angle cutter. This is called as single angle cutter, and this is called as double angle cutter. Single angle cutter means we can generate only this much of slot in the angular milling cutter, and whenever you use the angular milling with the double angle cutter, so in that case we are going to get the V shape. Okay, so very simple diagram. Just you have to show the workpiece, and whatever the pattern you are going to generate, at the top you have to show one arbor and type of the milling cutter. Here also same thing. Here you have to show the workpiece, what type of the pattern you are going to generate in the workpiece, and on the top you have to show particular tool you have to show properly. This type of the tool used to create the pattern, and then you have to show the arbor. Okay, this milling cutter is always fixed to the arbor. Okay, this is the fourth operation. Angular milling means so generation of all types of angular cuts, like it may be V notch or groove or serration or any other angular surface. Not only this one, any form of the angle we can generate in the angular milling cutter. Okay, and one more important thing you should remember is that the milling cutter is a multi-point, multi-tooth cutter, whereas the lathe milling machine is having the single point cutting tool. Okay, we are having only single point. That single point cutting tool is fixed on the tool post. Okay, next we are having form milling. Okay, so angle milling. Next we are having form milling. Form milling means you see the diagram. Okay, so form milling means so this kind of grooves, this one, a half circle we can generate in the given workpiece by using, you see the diagram. Okay, okay, this one is called as form milling. Form milling means so here we can generate this type of growth. You see the cutter. So cutter is fixed on the arbor, and when the workpiece comes in contact with the form cutter, so this formation of structure takes place. That is called as form milling. Means the formation of the curved profile on the given workpiece, that is called as form milling. Okay, and the whatever the tool used in the form milling is your the form tool cutter. Okay, and in case of angle cutter, you see the structure. This is the half single angle cutter, and this is the double angle cutter, and this is your end mill. Okay, so sorry, dovetail cutter. And next we are having the T-slot cutter. Next we are having the end mill, means it generates, it flats the surface bottom side as well as the side. Okay, and next we are having the plane milling cutter. So these are the various cutters used according to the operation required in the milling machine. Okay, we studied face milling, angular milling. Form milling means the generation of the curved profile on the given workpiece. Okay, like that you see the diagram. So such kind of the curves are also possible. You see, we can generate using the milling machine. Okay, next important is straddle milling. Okay, straddle milling. In case of end milling, we are having the only one tool. Here we are having two side cutters. Okay, so at a time we can remove the materials on the two sides. Suppose I want to generate such kind of the pattern. In that case we are using the straddle milling. Okay, straddle milling means in arbor we are having more than one milling cutter. So when it rotates and when you feed the workpiece against the rotating cutter, the milling operation takes place and thereby generating the surface like this. Okay, and this is your 3D diagram. This one you don't draw, just you have to draw whatever I'm showing in the second diagram. Okay, this is a simplified diagram. You show 2D diagram enough. Okay, first whatever this workpiece is, just you show the workpiece and you have to show the two cutter. This is a one cutter and this is called as another cutter, and in between we are having the spacer, and this two cutters are connected to your arbor. So whatever you are seeing now, this is your arbor and these are the two cutters, and this is called as spacer, whatever they are in between, and this is your workpiece. Okay, don't draw 3D diagram, just you draw the 2D diagram. Okay, just you show the this is called as straddle milling. Okay, and then called as last one is gang milling. Okay, Gang milling means so multiple operation. So we can perform, okay, where you see. So in case of straddle milling, we are having only two cutters. Gang milling means we are perform more than two cutters. We can perform more than 2 to 3 operation at a time. That is possible with the help of gang milling. So gang milling is the operation in which two or more cutters are mounted. You see the one cutter, this is second cutter, and this one is third cutter. The first and third cutters, so they revolves can remove the material and generate this one. On the other hand, this third cutter is there, no? That also rotates and that cleans the surface, means that removes the material on the top of the given workpiece. That is called as gang milling. Okay, so using of more than two materials in a given workpiece, that is called as gang milling. Okay. So in the exam, mainly they'll ask, what do you mean by milling? So difference between milling and lathe machine. What is the difference between up milling and down milling? And then we are having the various milling operation. They'll ask any 2 to 3. Okay, remember, just you have to show the sketch and explain. Okay, so one is gang milling. Second one is your straddle milling. Paddle milling. Third one is form milling. Form milling means the generation of the profiles on the curve. Okay. Next, we are having angular milling. Okay. Next, we are having T-slot milling. Okay. So these are the operation we can perform on the milling machine. So concentrate more on the difference between up milling and down milling. So the how the cutter moves. Okay, this is the most important part in the milling. Okay, concentrate on this part. Okay, what I'm showing this slide. Okay, this slide is the most important. Okay, you have to differentiate between up milling and down milling. Okay. And here they'll ask, these are the various surfaces we can generate in the milling machine. Okay, so this completes the milling. Okay, now just I'll give the introduction about the robotics. Okay. Okay, so whatever we discussed till now, those are all conventional machining process. Conventional machining means only the workers will do all the operations. All the operations are happening manually. Okay, so that suppose the holding and unholding the job, setting the tools, movement of the tools, and then operating the handle, etc. All are done by your workers or operators. Okay, so in that case, whatever this one accuracy what we are getting in conventional machine like uh, lathe machine and milling machine, these are we are not getting accurate dimensions in the conventional machining operations. Okay, and also it is a very slow process. Okay, in that case will not get the bulk amount. Okay, what suppose you want to do some 500 pieces of workpiece to be machined. In that case, it is very difficult to machine the entire 500 parts. Okay, in that case we are going for the advanced manufacturing system. So whatever the robots we are using and computer numerical control machines are using, so these are all the methods of advanced manufacturing system. Okay, and what are the advantages of advanced manufacturing system is that so that they are more efficient. Okay, they are very effective and responsive in nature. So because once you set the program, so automatically the machine will perform all the activities and then we'll get the output. Okay, since it is more efficient, reliable one, effective one, so the time we can save the time, we can reduce the cost, and we can generate the more number of the parts using advanced manufacturing system. And different advanced manufacturing systems are CAD CAM. CAD means computer aided design, computer aided manufacturing, computer aided analysis, okay, rapid prototyping, and industrial robotics. Okay, these are the two important things you are going to learn in this advanced manufacturing system. Okay, but syllabus we are going to learn only the CNC machine and robotics. Okay, CNC machine. What is a CNC machine? It is a computer numerical control machine. Okay, so that accepts the set of programs or instructions and stores in the memory of computer, which in controls the working of the machine tool. Okay, so means in case of conventional machine, lathe machines, we are not having any programs, but whenever it comes to the advanced manufacturing system, so that we are having the programs, and that programs we are going to store in the memory of the computer, which in turn controls the working of machine tool. Okay, and this program, suppose I want to move the tool from 10 mm to 25 mm, we are going to write a code for that one. According to that code or set of the instruction, the machine tool will move. Okay, but in case of lathe machine, so we have to move all the tool post everything manually, but it is not there in case of advanced manufacturing system. Okay, all the activities are performed by the control. Okay, that is called as computer numerical control machine. Okay, so just I'm going to explain these parts of computer numerical control machine. Okay, components of CNC machine. You see, you have to draw these three basic parts of CNC. That is, first one is the program input device. You have to show the computer like structure, and we are having controller unit, and last one is your machine tool. Okay, these are the three basic components of your computer numerical control machine. In the exam, they'll ask, draw the flow diagram of CNC machine. These are the three blocks you have to draw, and just you have to give the connection. Okay, first one is program input device. Okay, so as I said, in case of CNC, the programming is required. Programming means what? The set of instruction, and they are going to store in punch tapes, or nowadays in this one pen drives and those things. Okay, and then we are going to store, and then we are going to feed into the memory of the computer. Okay, so that is a set of instruction. First one is part program and program input device. First we have to prepare all the programs properly. That is movement of the tool, setting, loading and unloading, etc. These are called as the activities. That activities we are going to write in terms of codes. Okay, so I think you might have heard G codes and M codes, and they are going to store in the memory of the computer. Okay, and then computer softwares are used in this program that we are going to store in the program input device. That is your computer. Okay, next we are having the controller unit. Second part you can see. So whatever the second diagram, that is the diagram in between computer and your machine tool is called as controller units. We can say it as the heart of the CNC unit. Okay, in modern CNC technology, the machine controller consisting of microcomputer and controller hardware. Okay, it stores the program of instruction and it executes those programs by converting each command into mechanical action of machine tool. Okay, so first we are going to store only the programs in the computer, then controller unit receives those programs from the input device and then executes it by converting the each command into the action. Means it instructs the machine tool. It receives the program from the input device and thereby it instructs the machine tool how to fix the tool, how to do the machining, etc. So that's why we can call controller unit is a major part in the CNC unit. Okay, so that it receives the program from the computer input device and then it instructs all the instruction received by the computer into the machine tool. Okay, so this is the controller unit. Okay, then parts of the controller units are, it includes system software, calculation algorithm and transition software to convert part program into usual format. Means it instructs, it receives the instruction from the computer and then it tells the machine tool what to perform. Okay, suppose you can see the feedback. Suppose something goes wrong in the machine tool, then machine tool sends the signal to the controller in it. So controller in it receives the feedback signals from the machine tool and thereby rectifies it, and then rectifies the corrected actions, then it will forwards to your machine tool. Okay, so this is the important part of the CNC. And last one is your machine tool. Okay, machine tool is mainly is nothing but your actual like a lathe or a milling machine. Okay, so but we don't have programs in case of lathe machine. Here we are having programs. It receives the signals from the controller unit. According to the instruction, it performs all the activities. Okay, so machine tool, suppose if something goes wrong, it sends the signals to the controller unit. Okay, here you can see we have to show the work table. It is like your machining center. So CNC milling machine, we are calling it as machining center, and tool is fixed on the top. So these are the three basic parts. In the exam they will ask, so what are the three components of your CNC machine? So you have to draw these three blocks and you have to explain three parts: program input device, controller unit, and machine tool. Okay. Okay, I'll stop the session here only. Okay. Okay. In the tomorrow's class, I'll a little bit left out. Okay, only the closed loop and open loops control system and robotics. Okay, so that in today's class you learned. So what is the milling machine? Difference between milling machine and lathe machine. Okay, next we studied up milling and down milling, the various activities performed on the milling machine, like first one face milling, next we are having the side milling, then we are having the far milling, then we have the angular milling, then tease clot clutter, etc. So you have to explain all the process with a neat sketch. Okay, we don't have any problems or numericals in this chapter, only you try to understand the diagrams and explanation, that's it. Okay, so one more part is there, that is robotics is there. Okay, that is the most important part. So I'll explain the robotics part in tomorrow's class. Okay, thank you one and all for joining. So all of you enter your message, this one USN. Okay. Okay, those who have not entered the USN, please enter once again. Okay, so I think in between we got some disturbances. Okay, please all of you enter once again in the chat box. Okay. And one more important thing, those who have not submitted assignment to, try to submit as early as possible, because each assignment carry 5 marks. Okay, so if you're not submitting, you lose 5 marks. That's why try to submit as early as possible. Okay, first I think all of you submitted the first assignment, no problem. Only second assignment. Okay, around 44 students are submitted till now. Okay, those who are not submitted, you have to submit the assignment. Okay. Okay. Thank you one and all for joining. Okay, I'll stop the meeting now. I'll continue tomorrow. Okay. Thank you.